forth and so on. And then patiently, I was able to catch them.
Yeah. I love hearing that because I think so many of us kind of, you believe like when you see people like yourself, it's like,
Live it. And when you practice those things, you become better at
what
it.
your father said to you, like, whether you score 0 or 60,
Yeah.
like, I love you.
Yeah.
Tell me what that statement meant to you at that time and how did it actually motivate you to continue scoring 60 rather than go, oh, I'm all right at 0?
Well, it did more than that, right? So, like, the basketball stuff speaks for itself in terms of what that comment made, did for me, in terms of giving me stability and giving me confidence to say, okay, it's okay to fail because you're going to be loved no matter what. And that doesn't just mean basketball. That means anything on it. That means writing. That means being an entrepreneur. That means having the confidence to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. How have you been able to, in your life, see past the cloud of emotion to actually execute things?
What I try to do is just try to be still and understand that things come and go, emotions come and go. The important thing is to accept them all, to embrace them all, and then you can choose to do with them what you want versus being controlled by emotion. A lot of times I've seen players, even myself, when I was younger, being consumed by a particular fear, uh, and to the point where you're saying, okay, no, it's not good to feel fear. I shouldn't be nervous in the situation. It does nothing but grow versus stepping back and saying, yeah, I am nervous about the situation. Yeah, I am fearful about the situation. What am I afraid of? And then you kind of unpack it. And then it gives you the ability to look at it for really what it is, which is nothing more than your imagination running its course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that because what you're saying is that when you're dealing with something, it's almost like, how can I get to the root of it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes what we're dealing with, like you're saying, it's an imagination, an illusion. It's not really.
It's not really a thing. Like you think about game-winning shots or game-winning free throws, and people go to the free throw line and they're nervous about it. Well, what are you really nervous about? If you unpack that, okay, you're nervous that you're going to miss the shot. All right. So you miss the shot, then what happens? People are going to be embarrassed. You're going to be embarrassed because thousands of people, millions of people see you miss the shot. All right. And then what? People are going to talk bad about you. Okay. Right. And so you're looking at it and go, are those things even important? You know what I mean? If that is my fear, like what is you worried about letting your teammates down? Okay. Have you let them down before? Well, I'm sure in practice and things of that nature, right? They're still there.
Yeah.
And so when you're able to unpack it, you kind of look at it for what it is, which is really good.
Yeah, I love that. Breaking it down. I think that's so important. I think everyone who's listening or watching right now, next time you're facing a fear, next time you're going against something, do that. Like literally unpack it. Don't just settle for your first answer because the first answer is rarely the right one.
Don't hide from it. You got to be able to look at it and deal with it head on.
Yeah, I love that, man. And you talk about it because you talk about, when you talk about missing 5 throws, you talk about getting over yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like getting over yourself. How did you get that mentality of just being like, I need to get over this. Like, I need to get over myself.
Trial and error. You grow up and you make game-winning shots and it's awesome. You come back the next day and miss a game-winning shot and it's misery. And then the next day comes and you're back playing again. And you understand that life has this cyclical nature where it's, what you do on Monday, it's fantastic, but then Tuesday is a bad day. But guess what? There's Wednesday. Understanding that it's really just a journey of evolution every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters.
Yeah. And we all get obsessed about the results.
Yeah.
Like we get obsessed about like the output.
Yeah.
Not the input, not figuring it out and not like changing things. What used to trial and error, like the experimenting, that ability to see beyond, to think deeper, to reflect deeper. Where did that come from?
Well, I had to do that because, I growing up in Italy. When I first moved over there, it was, I didn't speak Italian. I didn't have any friends. I had the game of basketball and through sport and playing soccer, I was able to make friends and build connections. But it was a lot of time spent alone. And when I came back to the States, I wasn't the most athletic kid. I was really scrawny, like really, really skinny and had like major knee issues because I was growing. So I was the dorky kid with high socks and big old knee pads.
It's fashionable now.
It's fashionable now. It wasn't then. And so I had to look long term because in the here and now, I couldn't compete with these kids. And so I had to say, okay, this year, I'm going to get better at Next year, this, and then so forth and so on. And then patiently, I was able to catch him.
Yeah. I love hearing that because I think so many of us kind of, you believe like when you see people like yourself, it's like, it's so easy as an excuse to ourselves to just be, oh, you're destined for it, right? You were made for it. Kind of like that kind of, like, oh yeah, it's, but when you talk about saying, oh, actually, when I started, I didn't have the physicality that meant that I was going to make it. Like you had to figure it out. And I love it.
Figure it out, man. It's just piece by piece. And it's the consistency of the work. Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better, right? And you do that over a period of time, not like 1 month or 2 months. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And then you can get to where you want to go.
Self-negotiation. I love that word. And I get that. Can you expand on that a bit?
Yeah, like, you're out running on a track, working out, and you start talking to yourself saying, man, my knee is really sore right now. Maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I need to back off. Man, my lungs are burning. And maybe I can just slow down here. I'll do like an extra 2 sets tomorrow. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Right. That sort of stuff.
Yes.
Like that stuff's dangerous. Yeah. And that's, you just got to say, you know what? I'm not negotiating with this. Yeah. The deal was already made. It was made. I set out at the beginning of the summer and said, this is the training plan I'm doing. I signed that contract with myself. I'm doing it. Throughout that process, you'll start talking to yourself like, man, I think I need to, maybe if we, nope. No, it's non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. Yeah, I love that. And for you, empathy and compassion were things that you'd been through. Like that was personally inspired work.
Yeah.
When did it come to your awareness that empathy was something missing for you and that you wanted to develop?
I had a teammate that spoke to me and said, hey, Cole, I just want to feel like as a teammate, you need me. Like, I can't, like that was my immediate reaction. Like, dude, yeah, of course.
Yo. Good morning. Hey, listen, we about to take a few more moments to invite some friends and family here. If you guys are live on YouTube, Zoom, wherever you're tuning in from, please take this quick moment to send this link out. If you have not taken the time to send it out, just do me a quick favor, man. If you're here to support me, one way that you can support me without spending any money, without buying anything, without all of the extra fluff, is just by sharing this link with someone. And let's expand and grow this call, because I'm telling you right now, like it's January 18th right now. Okay. It'll be January 18th next year, 2025, very, very soon. The years are just rolling by, and we can't allow for the people that we love, the people that we're around, right, to be lost, to be left out of this. It is literally our job as humans. Service to many leads to greatness. We have to serve people because that is what God does. And we are made in his image. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for being here. Today will be an extremely bullish call. We got a lot of information on crypto, on Davos 2024. So listen to the mindset of Kobe Bryant as we are in the age of Mamba. We got 2 more minutes of this video, literally 2 more minutes, and then we're going to dive into this bullish content. Invite your friends. I need to see my nerds dropping this link in the nerds chat like y'all done lost your damn mind. I need to see my coffee and crypto Discord members, my baristas going crazy right now. I need to see people on Instagram flooding this, hitting that little icon at the bottom with the little paper plane. Send this out to about 5 people, because today is one of those. Welcome to the call. This is the 169th episode of Coffee and Crypto. Let's get this money.
But I had to kind of think about really what he was saying and where that was coming from for him and his story, his journey with that mentor. And that opened my eyes to there's a bigger game being played. It's not just basketball, but it's the emotions of each individual and the backstory that they're carrying with them, the baggage that they're carrying with them. And if I really want to be a champion, be a great teammate, I have to understand what those mean to help them become better and in turn help me. What I try to do is shoot the idea down and figure out everything that's wrong with the idea.
Ooh, okay.
Right? This show won't work because, like Detail, for example, like this show won't work because it's not for fans. It's for the 1% athlete.
Woo! Hold on, wait. I gotta run that back real quick, because I mean I'm relating to what Kobe's saying right now. I need y'all to hear what he said right quick. He says something about the show. Woo! Listen up.
Teammate, I have to understand what those mean to help them become better. In turn, help me. What I try to do is shoot the idea down and figure out everything that's wrong with the idea.
Ooh, okay.
Right? This show won't work because, like, detail, for example, like this show won't work because it's not for fans. It's for the 1% athlete, right? Be successful, people connect to it. Like, you just start unpacking every little thing. How will we shoot it? Can I even get Peyton Manning to do it? Can I get, and you start shooting them down. Same thing with the novels, like characters.
Hey, look. I'm about to just go ahead and turn this off because I'm feeling energized and energetic right now. Welcome to the 169th episode. And literally, we're so close to 200 episodes. We'll be there in no time. All right, we absolutely be at 200 episodes in no time. Just give me a few more Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we're going to celebrate 200 episodes of Coffee and Crypto. And then shortly after that, we'll be at 1,000. We'll be at 1,000 episodes. And at that point, we put more content out than ESPN, more content out than Fox, more content out than, I put out more content. They're not talking about this stuff every day. I put out more content than ESPN, Fox, and look, this is just the first show. This is literally just the first show. Wait until there's more shows on Coffee and Crypto Network. Wait until we have developed. Wait until we develop what we're about to develop. I'm just going to say that right here. Wait until it's developed into the full form of what Coffee and Crypto Network really is. People don't even know. I can't share that vision right now. But just know, it's about to get better. Listen, this show is not for the fans. I had to realize that. I like there's a realization that I have to have. If you're on Instagram right now and you can't see the full screen, that's because I'm just tuning in here for you all. I know we're live there. I'm watching right now. Y'all can see a little bit of my face, but in this show, until I figure out how to fix the screen, you won't be able to see on Instagram the full screen because of this wide angle, right? If you want to see all of the content that we're going to be showing today, you don't just want to listen in, but you want to also listen and be able to view. You want to click the link in my bio right now and go over to our YouTube channel. It's free. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe over there and watch the show. And then when you get over there, let me know, because I'm watching YouTube on my other device. Let me know that you made it over there. That way I can say what's up to you. Okay. But with that being said, shout out to everybody on Zoom right now. Shout out to my YouTube family right now. Shout out to my brother, shout out to my brother Daniel Allen right now on IG, lighting it up. All right. I appreciate energy. Life is energy and energy is life. Shout out to the 10,000 people that's on YouTube right now. I didn't even know that we've grown that big. We have 10,000 people watching on YouTube right now. Listen, I believe we can make it. I believe we can make it to 100,000 on YouTube today. I believe that. All right. That's my belief. So with that being said, y'all, this show is no longer for the fans. So if you're a fan, you might want to click off. This show from here on out is for the 1% investor. See, Kobe Bryant said it, and success leaves clues. He said literally in that audio just now that you listened to, he said when he started his podcast, he got to realize that podcast was not for the fan. It was for the 1% athlete, the Tom Brady's, those people in the game. When he was writing novels, his novels were not for the average common person because he's the GOAT. He's the Mamba. He realized that his novels, his shows, his content was for the 1%. And damn it, that's how we're representing ourselves from now on. This is no longer for the fan base. I do not care if you tune in anymore. I put it out there like that. I don't care no more. If you tune in every day, that's on you. That's on you. We're getting rich with or without you, right? Like DJ Khaled says, you're either going to get rich with us or you're going to watch us win. You're going to win with us or you're going to watch us win. You're going to get rich with us or you're going to damn watch us get rich, period. And that's the energy I'm coming with. That's it. It's 2024. We've done so much research, 169 episodes. And damn it, it's our time. I need everybody that's tuning in new right now to literally click that paper plane icon and send this out on Instagram, on YouTube. And if you're on Zoom, I know why you're here, because you're in one of the groups. Go and share this. This deserves to be shared. This vision deserves to be shared. I need everybody to go drop this damn link right now. Everybody. If you can't get off the call, period. If you cannot drop the link, if you can't take a second, if you clicked to get on from the link, but your ass can't share the link, get off. This call is no longer for you. This call is for people who want to win. And winners have a certain attitude. And I'm coming with that attitude from now on, God damn it. I'm not playing no more. I'm not playing with our future no more. It's our time. Let's go. Let's go. This is no longer for, and I'm done saying this, but I gotta say it again because I like what Kobe said. This show is no longer for the fans. It's for the 1% investor. If you're locked in, drop some coffee and let's get to it. Shout out to Mr. Branch. Good morning to you, sir. Energy on 2010. Energy this morning is on 2024. People want to know what my energy is on. It's on 2024. That's the level of energy I got right now. And if you went in with me, this is our year. So with that being said, first thing we got to do is we got to dive. I'm going to clip that, Daniel. Don't worry. I'm going to clip that. Hey, I'm going to clip that. Hey, my boy Daniel said, clip that. I'm going to clip that, bro. Straight up. Now, all right. Bitcoin still sitting at $42,000, down 11% in 7 days. It hasn't even been 7 days since the Bitcoin ETF came out. Or maybe it's been right at 7. I don't know. I ain't been keeping up. But I feel like it's either been right at 7 or it's been less than 7. Because we announced it on one of the episodes. And I believe it was last Thursday's episode. So I think we're literally 7 days right now into the Bitcoin ETF. And we're down 11% on Bitcoin. What happened to that explosion? What happened to the moon mission? What happened to Bitcoin taking off? We're going to talk about that today in this episode. We're also going to talk about Davos 2024 and how the world will never be the same again. And you need someone like me in your corner. You need someone like you in your corner if you're a believer. And if you're not a believer, you need to get out your own corner and you need to get me in your corner. Or you need to get Mr. Branch in your corner. Or you need to get Digital Asset Investor in your corner. Or you need to get 3T Warrior Academy in your corner. Or you need to get InCash Official. Or you need to get Bearable Bull. You need to get somebody, John Deaton. You need to get somebody in your corner. You need to get Marlon Williams in your corner. You need to get the Atlanta Blockchain Center in your corner. Matter of fact, I'm going to be there tonight. I'm going to be at the Atlanta Blockchain Center tonight. If you're into blockchain, you live in Atlanta, I recommend you meet us there today. We're on 2024 energy right now. This is it. It's it. Sentiment is back down in crypto. We're about halfway on the fear and greed index right now. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Share this out with somebody. We're 10.97% down on Bitcoin. 11% if we round up. Right? Come on, y'all. XRP down 7%, Cardano 13, Avalanche 12, right? Polkadot 13. All the projects they said was going to moon, which they had their time. All of these took off for a little bit, and guess what? They pulled right back. This is why it's important to have a community, because we can learn and catch these plays together. We can change the trajectory of our lives forever together. Make sure you share this link out. Now, first video that I got to share is a clip from the World Economic Forum's Davos 2024. And I got a lot of clips for today. Okay. I got a lot of clips. It's 10:17 right now. Shout out to the time. Okay. But listen, this is from the digital asset investor himself. He said, Bitcoin was just the opening act to distract you and herd the sheep in. They literally are herding you. If you're only focused on Bitcoin and you didn't get in, and if you didn't get in 2011, 2012, if you didn't get in before 2015 in a Bitcoin, if you didn't get in before that time, you have been herded with the rest of the sheep. And they're going to take these sheep to slaughter and they're going to make some sheep stew. They're going to make some sheep curry. That's what they're boiling up right now. They're about to put you right in. All right. Play with this if you want to. So this is how they will convince you to own nothing and be happy. Waste your life away in a fake world they create and control. Spend your money in there while Klaus, Dr. Evil, and his friends buy up and own all the real world assets, right? Understand. We're moving in. Or can y'all hear me on Zoom right now? Am I having a lag on Zoom? What about Instagram or YouTube? I need for somebody from each of these platforms to let me know right now, because where we're about to go, no man has went before. I need y'all to let me know. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Y'all hear me? All right. Make sure everybody fix your Wi-Fi, connect your Wi-Fi, make sure everything is in place, because this train is about to leave the station. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, the 169th episode, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to stay consistent this long. Let's get it.
What's amazing about being able to meet in a virtual environment is that we can transport you to places you don't normally go in real life, but you have the feeling of being together in that experience.
Welcome to Radio Davos, the podcast from the World Economic Forum that looks at the biggest challenges and how we might solve them. This week, in a special video podcast, we take you inside the forum's global collaboration village, a meeting place in the metaverse.
So, for example, say you have a climate scientist in the Arctic and a policymaker based in a different part of the world. We can actually transport those two people together into a virtual simulation of the Arctic or the Antarctic to visualize climate change impact in real time.
I'm about to enter the metaverse. There I am. There's my avatar. Fabulous.
The World Economic Forum, in partnership with Accenture and Microsoft, is creating virtual worlds to help people understand complex problems and to get them talking. Joining me in this global collaboration village in something called the Climate Tipping Points Hub is actor and environmental activist Rainn Wilson.
Oh, look at that. Who's Robin Pomeroy?
Hello, who's Rainn Wilson?
Hi, Robin. How are you?
Hello, very pleased to meet you. That's right, Dwight from The Office joins us in the metaverse. Rainn Wilson works with a group called Arctic Base Camp that's raising awareness of the impact of climate change on the poles and the whole world.
Woo! Here we go, y'all. Here we go. So I had a guy talk to you guys on Tuesday. We did our first interview of the year. Right? We did our first with Rafay. Okay, we did our first interview. This guy is into AI, metaverse. He's built all this stuff, full stack developer. He told us the things that they're already doing in surgeries. Literally, someone in America doing a surgery in Hong Kong or vice versa, whatever he said. But guys, this space is getting so real, so fast. And understand that they're going to continue to herd the sheep in the way that they want. It is time for us to make sure, and I'm gonna say this right here, okay? You want to be in the matrix, but not of the matrix. You got to find a way to separate yourself of the matrix. You can't get out because you got to live. You got to be here. So you got to still live in this matrix, because even the elites live in it. But they positioned themselves in a way that they cannot be of the matrix. Now, I'm going to start this clip off with this guy right here, because he absolutely went bonkers. All right. And I'm going to play this quick clip right here. This is how the World Economic Forum popped off in Davos 2024. Remember, the world's a stage. The world is a stage. So welcome to the stage. Pay attention.
And I appreciate the World Economic Forum providing me the opportunity to be on this stage and say, fuck you, Klaus Schwab, and fuck your New World Order. We, the people, were born free. We will stay free. And you and all of your globalist friends, including everyone in this room, can go fuck yourself.
All right. So that's how the World Economic Forum popped off. Woo! It was crazy, right? And so my boy, now look, check this out. Look, check this out. How did he get up there? You know, how did he get up there? How did they make the cameras, boom, zoom in on him, boom, zoom in right there at the perfect time, boom, hit the crowd face, boom. How would they do all of that without the world being a stage? Okay, Vincent. So now they bring my boy back out here and then they humiliated him. Pay attention.
And so yesterday I stood on this stage and said some things that I should not have said.
You got a black eye?
but we all deserve a second chance. So I would like to apologize to absolutely no one. None of you were elected to show us how we should live our life. All of you motherfuckers took your private jets to show up to this meeting, so don't lecture us about the environment. I ain't eating bugs. You can eat these nuts. And once again, you and your fake climate agenda can go fuck.
Hey, my boy went crazy, y'all. My boy went crazy. He said, I ain't eating bugs. Y'all can eat these. Yo, my boy went absolutely crazy. All right. He was a savage, yo. Like, all right, so I don't think it's real. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't know if that's real. I think that's AI. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I think that's AI. I'm gonna just leave that as AI. Like, that's AI right there, y'all. That was an AI play, okay? Woo! Oh, OMG. But hey, listen. But if that's AI, AI is dangerous, y'all. Like, AI is a cold MF. I tell you that, man. Woo! All right, so you know what? I gotta play that one more time, y'all. One more time. I'm sorry. I gotta play this one more time, y'all. We gotta see if this AI. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry for the curse words. The rest of the videos ain't gonna have no cursing, okay? But this one right here, we had to do it.
And so yesterday I stood on this stage and said some things that I should not have said. But we all deserve a second chance. So I would like to apologize to absolutely no one. None of you were elected to show us how we should live our life. All of you motherfuckers took your private jets to show up to this meeting, so don't lecture us about the environment. I ain't eating bugs. You can eat these nuts. And once again, you and your fake climate agenda can go.
Yo, my guy is really the GOAT, bro. I swear. I love, hey, listen, because when we going through things, y'all, sometimes you just gotta laugh, man. You just gotta laugh. Like regardless, this is like the Super Bowl, y'all. Like this is like a boxing match, man. Like it's all entertainment. This is all entertainment. So they beat him up. They took him in the back. They bruised his eye. I believe that's a direct message from the elites, letting you know that they ain't afraid to bruise your eye if you get in the way of their agenda, huh? They're not afraid to bruise your eye if you get in the way of their agenda. Nuck if you buck, boy. Nuck if you buck. Okay? Now, let's keep going. So Jamie Dimon, since 2015, has been against Bitcoin, but he shifted his position as of lately. Let's take a listen.
How do you see when there becomes a shadow system where you have a technology, but there will be entrepreneurs who kind of run a shadow economy system based on Bitcoin? So how would you see that play out?
No, it's just not going to happen. I mean, you're wasting your time.
So you think they
when the DOJ calls someone up and says that's an illegal currency and it's against the laws of the United States of land, if you do it again, we'll put you in jail. It's over.
So you really
there's no issue. There will be, and this is my personal opinion, there will be no real non-controlled currency in the world. I could care less what Bitcoin trades for, how it trades, why it trades, who trades it. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day. I've also told people that it can trade at $100,000 before it trades to zero. So tulip bulbs traded for $75,000 once, something like that. The only value of a Bitcoin is what the other guy will pay for.
Let me ask you about Bitcoin, because that was another famous comment that you made, that it's a fraud. Now we see
Which I regret making. The blockchain is real. You can have crypto dollars and yen and stuff like that. ICOs, you gotta look at everyone individually. The Bitcoin was always to me was what the governments are gonna feel about Bitcoin. It gets really big. And I just have a different opinion than people. I'm not interested that much in the subject at all. I personally think that Bitcoin is worthless, but I don't want to be a spokesman. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. And I've made my views perfectly clear about crypto tokens are like pet rocks. And there's and
I remember this
people hyping this stuff up. That doesn't mean blockchain is not real. Right. That doesn't mean smart contracts won't be real or Web 3.0. Bitcoin itself is a hyped up fraud. To pet rock.
You're back to that?
Yeah,
Really?
Of course, yeah. How do you know it's going to stop at 21 million?
Because
I've mentioned this to people.
Satoshi.
Everyone says that. Well, maybe it's going to get to 21 million and Satoshi's picture is going to come up and laugh at you all. Number one, I don't care. So just please stop talking about this shit. And I don't know what he would say about blockchain versus currencies that do something versus Bitcoin that does nothing. And maybe that's not different than me. But this is what makes a market. People have opinions. This is the last time I'm ever going to state my opinion. I think there's a good chance that when we get to that 20 million Bitcoin,
They go to 42.
that Satoshi's going to come on there, laugh hysterically, go quiet, all Bitcoin's going to be erased. And I don't know why a crypto dollar would ever be something that, a store of value would be worse than a crypto Bitcoin. So, that's my view. And I may be wrong, which I doubt.
Wow. It's been a rough couple of years, huh? It's been a rough couple of years for the crypto industry, man. All right. But let's talk a little bit about it. Let me come to the front stage real quick. Y'all like my new background? I've been working, man. I've been trying to get this thing together. I've been trying to figure this out, man. Like, I've been trying to make the background. I've been trying to like really get it popping. I'm making way for the plaques, the YouTube plaques, all the accolades to hang up on the wall. But if you like the background, I know you can't see it completely on Zoom right now. Excuse me, on Instagram, but pop over to the YouTube and check us out. Okay, pop over to the Zoom and check us out. All right, but we you know what I mean. We've been upgrading. Got my little guys right here. Sometimes I feel lonely over here. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel lonely. You know what I mean? So I got to get the Rey Mysterios and the Eddie Guerreros. You know what I mean? I call this one's Rey. This one's Rey. That's Rey Mysterio right here. And sorry, y'all. This Rey Mysterio right here. Rey didn't have no mustache. Rey Mysterio, and then that's Eddie G. R.I.P. to Eddie G. Anybody know who Eddie? Anybody remember Eddie Guerrero? Anybody remember? You know what I mean? Rey Mysterio. Okay. So, you just gotta have your own motivation. You know what I mean? WWE. All right. We win every time. That's what WWE stands for. Hey, I believe that honestly, Coffee and Crypto community and y'all that's tuning in, we WWE. Drop WWE if you with me. We win every time. I just came off the top of my head with that too. That was off the dome. You know what I mean? That's how nice I am with it. That's how nice I am with it. WWE, we win every time. WWF, we win forever. Right? We win forever. We win every time. Shout out to my brother, Victor Brown. Brother Brown. Okay? Now, if you don't believe that we win, keep watching. Okay? Eventually, this show will be on the biggest cruise ships in the world. Not cruise, well, it might be cruise ships, but it's going to be yachts. Y'all going to think it's a cruise, but it's actually a yacht. It's going to be on the largest yachts that are the size of cruise ships because all of my friends put their chips into this boat. Okay? Now, let's go over and let's watch this quick interview of Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon this year, this just happened on yesterday, okay? Live with CNBC. They have Jamie Dimon in every year to talk about Bitcoin. And I promise you, all right, he even cursed this year. That's how you know it's getting real.
Could we pivot to a topic that I know you find sort of laborious at this point?
That's a good word.
Which is Bitcoin.
Yeah.
This ETF was approved just about a week ago now, and I think a lot of people are trying to understand what it ultimately means. JP Morgan, I imagine if you were a client of JP Morgan, you could call your broker and say, "Get me some of this ETF." Mm-hmm. What are you telling your brokers to tell them back when they make that call?
Yeah. So this is an important thing. This is the last time I've ever talked about this in CNBC, okay? So help me God. Blockchain is real. It's a technology. We use it. It's going to move money. It's going to move data. It's efficient. We've been talking about that for 12 years too, and it's very small, okay? So I think we've wasted too many words in that. Cryptocurrencies, there are two types. There's a cryptocurrency which might actually do something. Think of a cryptocurrency as an embedded smart contract in it, and then we can use it to buy and sell real estate and move data. That may have value.
The idea of tokenizing.
Tokenizing things that you do something with. And then there's one which does nothing. I call it the pet rock, the Bitcoin or something like that. And so on the Bitcoin, there's virtual, and I'm not trying to make a joke here. There are use cases, AML, fraud, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, sex trafficking. Those are real use cases, and you see it being used for hundreds, maybe 50 or $100 billion a year for that. That is the end use case. Everything else is people train among themselves. So,
Speculate.
yeah, now, okay, now my last statement, the last time I ever talked about Bitcoin,
So if it's 50 to $100 billion, okay, let's go and look at the crypto market cap today. Let's take a look at the crypto market cap today. What's going on? Good morning. Let's take a look at the crypto market cap today. Okay, the crypto market cap today is 800. Okay, the Bitcoin market cap is $835 billion. So if only 50 to $100 billion are being used for sex trafficking and war and all these things, okay, and anything else that he has to say, right? Crime, then what about the other $735 billion that's not being accounted for? What use case is that being used for? So obviously, right? Period. We about to see a major shift, and he knows it's coming. And Jamie Dimon understands something. JP Morgan and Jamie himself, he has the access. He has the capabilities. He has the people around him that can educate him on blockchain. And he just decides that he doesn't want to know. He decides he doesn't want to know. He got more resources than what we would ever have to know and master this industry and at least know about it as the CEO. And based on how he's talking, this man is absolutely delusional.
I defend your right to do Bitcoin. I think, it's okay. I don't want to tell you what to do. So my personal advice is you don't get involved, but I don't want to tell any one of you what to do. It's a free country.
What do you make of BlackRock? What do you make of the other firms, the BlackRocks of the world that obviously, and Larry Fink changed his view of this, obviously.
Yeah.
And maybe he changed his view because you think he genuinely believes in Bitcoin or believes it because he thinks that there's a marketplace for it and he wants to be part of that market. But what do you think of there's about a dozen big financial companies, Fidelity included.
Number one, I don't care. Just please stop talking about this shit. And I don't know what he would say about blockchain versus currencies that do something versus Bitcoin that does nothing. And maybe that's not different to me. But this is what makes a market. People have opinions. This is the last time I'm ever stating my opinion.
All right. So that's where we're at now. Jamie has not, the narrative's shifting a little bit, right? But he hasn't completely shifted his narrative, and that's absolutely okay. Okay. Now I want to play a clip from Donald Trump. Okay. And what he has to say about central bank digital currencies.
Tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. Tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
Wow. I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. So here it rolls in, y'all. I told you this is why Bitcoin didn't take off. They gave you an ETF because understand something. The ETF was a longer play move. It was a longer play strategy. Actually, let me come up to the front real quick. Let me come to the stage. See, the ETF was a longer play move. Vincent, what are you talking about? How do you even know that, right? How would you know that? Because I use my mind. I use my imagination, and I put myself in these leaders' roles because I plan to run for president one day. I'm putting it out there. I'm running too. VO for president. I'm running. Okay. I don't know when. Might be year 2060, but I'm gonna be in there. Okay. Because I saw Donald Trump do it, and he just did it because he's rich. Donald Trump's rich. He could do what he want to do. And as rich as we gonna be, you can be whatever you want to be too. If you want to freaking be an astronaut, you can go do that too. You can do whatever you want to do. So don't tell me what I can't do. You go do what you want to do. I'm going to be the president, or I'm going to be in the race, one or the other. But I want y'all to understand something. Pay attention, okay? Pay attention. So let's talk about that mindset. Sometimes I just like to go off topic. Y'all just be playing. I just like talking junk. Keep y'all engaged, man. Sometimes y'all be looking down. You be in that work. I know you be at work, you be like, and then I say something crazy, you be like, what are you talking about? And it's like, I got your engagement again. So, all right, I'm happy I got y'all back. Now, pay attention, okay? Donald Trump okay, is a Republican candidate. Okay. The Democrats is another party. They are going against each other. There's a Bitcoin ETF at the beginning of the year. Perfect platform for them to continue to push this narrative of a central bank digital currency. If you think the president has any control over a doggone CBDC getting approved, you got another thing coming. The president is Mr. America. He don't got nothing to do with it. Nothing. He's the face. He makes America look good or he makes it look bad. Okay? So just understand, there's people beyond the president that are going to push this CBDC. Okay? And y'all see it happen very soon. Okay? Now. So they talked about this. He's talking about central bank digital currency. They're going to start talking about this as the race. And I told y'all it was going to happen. This is going to be the biggest talk for the Super Bowl. This is going to be the biggest talk for the for the rest of the year for the presidential election. And then we got a Bitcoin halving. So you got an ETF in the beginning of the year. You got a Bitcoin halving in the middle of the year. And then you got a presidential election at the end of the year. What? Come on, man. The world is a stage. But with that being said, I got to play this video from my brother, Brad Garlinghouse, the biggest CEO. I believe Brad Garlinghouse will be as big as Elon Musk and all the rest of these CEOs once the world knows the power of Ripple and what Ripple really does. You will hear Brad Garlinghouse's name the same way that you hear Elon Musk, or any of these guys, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Brad Garlinghouse. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back. Take a look at crypto prices this morning, down across the board. The price of Bitcoin falling over 8% in the last week after the Securities and Exchange Commission approved spot Bitcoin ETFs for U.S. public trading last Thursday. Bitcoin ETFs pulling in nearly $900 million in just the first 3 days of trading. We're even higher than that today. Joining me right now here at the World Economic Forum in Davos is the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. Brad, great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to get your take on the impact of this ETF approval. What have you seen?
Well, I think it's a very big deal, in large part because I think it's further validation from institutions and even in this case, a government entity where, the crypto has been
I'm giving y'all the video now.
You're seeing that come into the mainstream. And so I think it's a validation. I think it's further indication of more institutions coming into the crypto asset market.
And Ripple enables global financial institutions. Take us through that. How?
So Ripple at its core, we sell blockchain technologies and solutions to enterprises. We focus primarily on financial institutions. We started with a payments solution to settle cross-border settlement for banks, for PSPs. Typically, cross-border payments have been slow. They've been expensive. Using these technologies, we can dramatically reduce the cost and increase the speed and efficiency.
And now you're seeing financial services institutions try to get their own strategy with regard to blockchain underway. How has that changed the dynamic?
Now, I want y'all to see something. Did y'all see that little slight thing right there? I pay attention to everything. I pay attention because you have to, right? I want y'all to see this real quick. Hold on. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. Watch this.
Institutions try to get.
It was so quick, right? But it was all in your subconscious mind. I just want to show y'all this, right? They got the XRP token in the back. The same thing I got over here behind me. They got right here in the screen on Fox Business. And then they have the highlight, the future of crypto.
Their own strategy with regard to blockchain underway. How has that changed the dynamic for Ripple?
Well, I think anytime you have a new technology, it's nascent, and although crypto's kind of been around for 10 or almost 12 years, let's say, it's still new. And I think you have a lot of large organizations, even JP Morgan, despite Jamie Dimon's comments about how he thinks about crypto, they're investing heavily in blockchain technologies. Now, that being said, I think in order for blockchain to thrive and for the largest population to benefit from these technologies, you can't have insular closed networks. Like the whole point, it's kind of like the internet. The internet opened up networks. You had AOL and CompuServe and Prodigy. Along comes the internet to create interoperability. Crypto does that and can do that across many banks and provide dramatic improvements to how we think about money movement and really any transaction.
And with
So that would make sense. And I'm continuing to narrate this because there's people that are new that's tuning in, that's listening, like, man, I'm trying to put this together as to what all this really mean, right? So understand that the reason why Jamie Dimon and the big bankers, they don't want this stuff to happen is because of exactly what Brad Garlinghouse said and exactly what Mr. Branch just said on our live chat here on Zoom. He says crypto blockchain in particular interferes with the fees they charge. So of course he's against it, right? So just understand that there's a reason why they are not liking this company Ripple and this technology of blockchain.
any new technology, I question whether or not those writing the laws around the regulation framework really understand the technology. Now, recently, you called the Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler a, quote, political liability to the United States. You said he's acting in the interests of citizenry or the long-term growth of the economy, that he's not acting on behalf of customers and users. Tell us more.
Well, look, I think Gary Gensler has prioritized hiring more lawyers to litigate the industry. And this is often described as, or kind of regulation through enforcement. If we just took the time to codify rules of the road, most of the industry in crypto wants to follow the rules of the road. Countries around the world have leaned in. Even the European Union, 27 countries in the European Union come together to create a construct for how crypto should be regulated. In the United States, we haven't done this work. I jokingly suggested maybe what we should just do is type into ChatGPT, how should the US, that's more than the US SEC has done. And it's frustrating. And I think even, I guess, yesterday, there was a court hearing between Coinbase and the SEC, and the judicial system continues to slap down the SEC because they're overreaching. They're overstepping what the laws say. It's the reason why they lost the case against Ripple. It's the reason why they lost the case against Grayscale. It's the reason why they were dragged kicking and screaming to have an ETF. Thus, as I was quoted, I think Gary Gensler hasn't been acting. He's been acting on almost his own agenda, not the people's agenda in the United States. I wish I had a clear answer to that. I think these are technologies that are here to stay. And the ETF approval is, I think, further indication of that. It's just frustrating that we're spending so much time in the judicial process to get clarity when we could do that, as many other countries like Japan, the UK, the UAE, Switzerland, here in Switzerland. These are not small economies. They're doing the work to provide that clarity. And in the US, I think it's become a political agenda, not a policy agenda.
From someone who's studied this as many years as you have, what would be the proper framework on a regulatory environment that needs to be in place?
Well, I think the number one thing I think about is not about regulating the technology. It's about regulating the outcomes and the activity. Just because we have new technologies, we should still care about things like KYC, know your customer. We should still care about anti-money laundering, AML. Those are principles that are, I think, sacrosanct. I think the US SEC has been trying to expand their remit to say, well, this new market, a $1.7 trillion market of crypto assets, is going to be under the remit of the SEC in the United States. The law does not support that. The CFTC is a much more natural regulator. And things people will say, well, what about FTX? And, ironically, Gary Gensler was meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried repeatedly. FTX isn't about a crypto fraud. FTX is about a fraud. It happens to have been crypto, and it definitely was a self-inflicted wound for the industry. But one of the reasons I'm excited for what is ahead in 2024 is the headwinds of these self-inflicted wounds have largely abated.
Are you clear on who the regulators are? Because it seems like there are still questions, SEC, CFTC, or maybe everybody.
Well, in the U.S., there's still confusion, for sure. Outside of the U.S., and the reason why Ripple has continued to grow very quickly outside the U.S., 95% of our customers are non-U.S. financial institutions. 75% of our hiring last year was outside the United States because of this. But yet, if you go back to the earliest days of the internet, the U.S. did the work and provided clarity of how the internet would be regulated. And the internet today is, on a geopolitical basis, has benefited the United States more than any other country.
It's a great point. I want to get your take on what the CEO of Circle said. He says he sees a strong chance that the U.S. passes laws for stablecoin.
All right, so we're gonna keep pushing. There's a couple more minutes of this interview. I didn't want to play the whole thing, but I wanted to play a good amount, which you pay about 6 minutes of that. And I just wanted you to really hear, because here's the thing. This is not the only stage that Brad Garlinghouse was talking on. So Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, was one of the biggest highlights, right, at Davos 2024, all over the news. They had Jamie Dimon, and now you got out of all the people in crypto to come onto Fox Business to talk live with Mornings with Maria, and to talk about this in depth about their company and be able to push this even more to institutions around the world. Woo! Man, they chose Ripple. It's always been the chosen one. And we're going to find out even more very soon. Now, I'm going to play this quick clip right here from the forum, from one of the forums at Davos, and I have about 3 of these clips to play, which covers different things. Okay, pay attention.
No, I just think what Jeremy's saying is so clear that we have politicized the regulation of businesses. And so when you do that, you slow down growth and you slow down innovation. And I talk to regulators from around the world, whether in the Middle East, in Asia, Europe, and they try to allow the regulatory authority to have some political independence. It's almost like the Fed versus having somebody like Elizabeth Warren say, hey, look, I hate crypto, don't really understand it. Gary, you want to be Secretary of the Treasury? Yes, I do. You now hate crypto. Yes, I do. I hate crypto, because he doesn't hate crypto. Go watch 24 hours of his lectures at MIT. He does not hate crypto. He understands the technology. I teased him on Twitter. I used to work with him at Goldman, that he's a Bitcoin maximalist. If you really read what he's saying, but we have politics now interfering in the regulatory forces in the United States. And listen, the country I grew up in and the country I love has been the mantle of leadership for financial services for over 100 years. Why would you want to cede that mantle of leadership as a result of politics? You have people like Jeremy or Danelle living in the United States that can help innovate the financial services society. It's coming whether you like it or not. So why not just work with them to make it happen?
It's coming whether you like it or not. So why not just work with them to make it happen? I've been telling y'all that for a while. Well, let's go over to another clip from CEO of Circle, Jeremy Allaire.
And a few of you have mentioned kind of legal framework, SEC. What are the challenges to that migration? And, where are we in terms of the kind of regulatory framework?
I'm happy to jump in on that. I think a digital token on a blockchain is a neutral thing, right? I could issue a digital token that represents a JPEG. I could issue a digital token that has no meaning whatsoever. And so this is just technology, right? And so ultimately, it's sort of, what are you doing with that? And is that an activity that needs consumer protections or needs, or if it's something that's tradable, and does it then create any money laundering concerns, or whatever those societal concerns might be. But fundamentally, tokenization should not be thought of as something that needs to be regulated. Like, if I want to, I'm a high school and I want to tokenize attendance of these students in my class, that there's no SEC regulation needed for that, right? So just first at a technology level, this has nothing to do with any regulation at all. It's just, this is the internet, software, it's data, et cetera. It's useful because these tokens can be used to prove things like attendance or a certificate or whatever it would be. But they also can be used to represent things that may have value, and then that value can be exchanged, that value can be marketed, et cetera. And that's where you start to think about the regulation. The challenge is that, what you see around the world is you see some governments who say, okay, this is a novel new kind of, in the financial regulatory world, this is a novel new kind of monetary instrument. it does not fit it is not a financial contract necessarily. It is not an equity. It doesn't fit clearly. And so they've defined digital assets, and they have come up with new statutes to define digital assets, different types, uses, and then the kind of conduct that needs to be wrapped around that. And so I think there are a number of jurisdictions that have done a very thoughtful job on that. In the United States, not so much. In the United States, I think there's been an assertion that, any of these digital tokens must be securities, or that's one particular view held with some high conviction. And I think from my perspective, smart governments and policymakers would recognize that, a digital token can be something that is commodity-like. Mm-hmm. It may also at some point have been sold in an investment contract, and that sale itself, that investment contract, needs to follow the rules. And then it can be a commodity that has utility and can be used really broadly. And if you're earning a token as a 14-year-old playing a digital game, and then that becomes tradable, et cetera, like, do you need to be a qualified, investor to play that game? I mean, it gets kind of crazy when you really start getting into the details. So I think statutory definitions, and this is why, passing laws, it's the only way to deal with this, frankly, in the United States, is that Congress needs to pass laws.
Congress needs to pass laws. All right, so let's continue to push forward. I got one more clip from Danelle Dixon. We know she is with Stellar. Okay, so you have the CEO of Circle here, Jeremy Allaire. You have Stellar here. I don't know who this guy is. And Moultrie, I'm not sure who she is. And Turner's the guy who's hosting hosting this particular panel. So I know two of the four. I need to look into them. I know two of the four for sure. I've seen this guy before, but I don't know what he does specifically. And I thought this was I ain't gonna lie, I thought this was Elizabeth Warren, low key, but it's not her. So listen to this clip though.
And the industry is suffering as a result of the bad actors. And that's the big challenge. If from a regulatory standpoint, there's really, I'd love to see stablecoin legislation in the United States. Some of us have been working really hard to make that happen. I hope it does in this first quarter. If it doesn't happen by the first quarter, it's not going to happen this year. Because of the election, we've seen great legislation in Europe that have tried to address some of these issues. But the truth is, even that, it's so much focused on the tech stack instead of focused on outcomes. And that the harm and the potentially harmful outcomes are what regulators are supposed to focus on. And that's a good thing. That's the consumer protection angle. Those are the things that we want regulators to do for consumers and for customers, businesses, and everyone out there. That's not what we're seeing right now. And that's the challenge. I think so much of it is fear-based, and so much of it is because of the fact that we had these bad actors. But let's just be honest, it was already happening before the bad actors came out and we knew who they were. I think that there wasn't that engagement. And I think it was because of the fact that it was this technology that was scary. It's this technology that was potentially a threat, when in fact it's not, and it's an enhancement. It's something that works with traditional financial infrastructure. And despite trying to work to educate and trying to work to say, ask us the questions you want, we still haven't gotten to that nice alignment. In some jurisdictions we have, but in the US we haven't. And that's the challenge that we have.
So last week in the US, the SEC, after a bit of a false alarm, finally approved the spot Bitcoin ETF. How much should be read into that as we talk about the kind of direction of travel around regulation? How significant a moment is that obviously for crypto, but also for tokenization? Because a lot of the commentary around that was that is going to be a signal to move towards tokenization across traditional finance as well. So I'm curious how meaningful that moment is.
I think that there were already really big signals around tokenization from the OCC and other regulators in the US that demonstrated that, hey, we're interested, mostly because industry is interested. Mm-hmm. So having industry care made it so that the regulators were interested. I think that, I would love to say that this is a shift in the SEC's position on things. I don't see that that's necessarily.
All right, so I got some things to say, and then I'm going to share one more post, and then I'm going to share some good news about my deep end journey. And And then we're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna take our Q&A session over to Discord. So you already know, if you guys want to join the Discord group, it's still $100 one time. That gets you lifetime access. And we have those spots still for a limited time. And yeah, so we'd love to have you all over there as we are building, or just building, man. We're working on building. But what I was gonna say was this. This is like one of the first years that I've seen majority of the focus, right? Scaramucci. Okay, Anthony Scaramucci. That's his name. Anthony Scaramucci. Okay. Now, I wanna say this real quick. Okay, I want to say this. This is the first time at Davos that I've seen all of the conversation being around the SEC and the United States. I mean, obviously there's plenty of other panels because we're crypto focused. It's heavy, but there's AI panels, and we'll be discussing like next Tuesday. I'm gonna be diving deeper into other panels, and we're gonna show like literally over the next week, we'll be showing clips from Davos, right, to make sure that we keep up on all the information. But because this is coffee and crypto, and our number one pillar is emerging technologies and blockchain literacy, our first two pillars, it's very important for us to focus on that side of the World Economic Forum and not everything else, because a lot of the stuff ties in, because blockchain is going to help with all of it, the same way that AI is going to help with all of it, right? So it's all interoperable. It all works together cohesively. But this is the first year that I've personally recognized that they've been beating up the United States, and they're not even in the US talking all this. They're in Switzerland, right? So this is where the freedom of speech is. Switzerland, they got the freedom of speech to say what they want over there, because it seems like when they come over here, they get in trouble, right? So just pay attention to these little things as we're moving into this year, y'all, because it's about to be a real roller coaster, okay? Now, last clip that I wanted to share was this one right here. And this was a clip from Brad Garlinghouse and Lehman Baird, CEO of Hedera Hashgraph and XRP. And if you was wondering why in the comments, I mean, in the title of this video on YouTube, I put at the end XRP and HBAR with a rocket, because this is what makes the rocket get off the ground. The most money is in collaboration. I got to get my collaboration game more on point. The most money is in collaboration, but it takes a level of humility as a CEO to sometimes step out of your own greatness.
This is another place where tribalism is not helpful to us. Right. And so if we can work together, Algorand just mentioned that they're going to work on this, we're going to work on this, and we're going to make sure we start to talk about whether we can collaborate as well. So it's good. Oh, wow. Yeah, possibly. And we're going to talk about how we can collaborate with the things you were talking about for scam identification and dealing with it. I think that we can work together in a lot of ways as an industry.
So understand that there's some great things within the trust factor, the trust ecosystem, the security ecosystem that Hedera Hashgraph could offer to Ripple that would change the game. I mean, Ripple's already a game changer. But imagine if they were able to leverage some pieces of the Hedera ecosystem. And imagine if Hedera could leverage the level of distributed ledger technology, the level of DLT, the level of cross-border payment transactions that Ripple can also provide through its XRapid platform and through its on-demand liquidity platform. Understand that this is what we need. We need that industry collaboration. And there's never been the ability for industry collaboration fully because there's been no clear regulation. I promise you, as more regulations happen, more collaborations will happen. And another thing that's going to happen that's going to be extremely huge, and Brad Garlinghouse personally said it, is this. And I said it way before he said it, but I'm gonna tell you what he said the other day on an interview. I watched like an hour interview with Brad, and he was saying that collaboration is key. However, acquisitions. He said Ripple, people are so focused on a Ripple, an XRP ETF, right? The reason why companies ETF, not ETF, People are talking about a Ripple going public on the stock market. That's what I meant. And then they was asking him also if he doesn't go public in the stock market because Ripple's doing this shares buyback right now, right? They're buying back a bunch of shares of Ripple shares, Ripple free stock. Why are they doing that? Are they gearing up to go public, or are they gearing up to go to another country where they can maybe get on the London Stock Exchange or maybe somewhere in Asia with that stock exchange? And he cleared the air. He said, listen, the reason why companies go public is for one reason. Who knows the reason? Why does a company go public? Someone drop it in the comments. I'm on every platform looking for the right answer right now. Why do companies go public? I'm on every platform I can possibly be on right now to see if somebody gets it first. To see why does a company go public? Why does a company? Boom. Cynthia Dench. Shout out to Cynthia. All right. Cynthia is always plugged in. Boom. There it is right there. Fundraising to raise money. Brad, he flexed the muscles of Ripple and said, we don't need no money. He said, Ripple's absolutely liquid. He said, we're so liquid, we don't need money. He said, money's not what we need. He said, we got so much money, even through a lawsuit. We got so much money because we hold so much XRP because we're Ripple, and they ain't even started on the brink of what's about to happen because they own the most XRP in the wallet. So understand that this company is so liquid, and when this asset goes up above $1 and above $10, Ripple, the company, is going to be far beyond anything y'all have ever seen in your life. I promise you, this is the greatest company in the world. And watch what happens. They're going to start acquiring everything. He said, we're in it for the acquisition game. He said, we got the money. We waiting for companies to drop in price. Do you understand that even these companies, when you go and acquire a company, how we're acquiring crypto, when you get your crypto and you get rich, the way that you acquire a company, the way you acquire a sports team, the way you acquire anything in life is by catching it for a discount. Right now, everything is up. He said, but when this recession comes and all these companies' valuation goes down, boom, boom, boom. Let me get that one. Boom, let me get that one. That's the way you got to think, being bossed up as well. This is the future of digital assets. This is the future of crypto, and this is our future. This is our truth. This is our truth, and we're living in it forever. Forever. We're going to be rich forever. We're going to be rich forever. And I deem that on everybody's life that's tuning in right now, that's putting in the work, that's sowing the seeds. We going to be rich forever. Endeavor, endeavor. Oh. We going to be rich forever. That's what John Legend said, right? We going to be rich forever. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm telling y'all right now. Keep the energy going, y'all. Stay committed to this space. Okay. Now, a couple announcements because we are at the end of the video, and I want to just thank everybody. I am running a promotion. I don't know if you guys have ever read any of my books, but I've written 2. Okay. They said, if you want to keep something from a black man, put it in a book. So I went and wrote 2 on their ass. They want to hide something. I went and wrote 2. They said, you want to put something in a book, put it. You want to hide something from the black man, put it in a book. Well, how about a black man wrote 2 of them? I went and wrote 2. That's a flex. That's a flex. So what I want to do, each book is $50. So it will cost you $100 for both books. We're going to be rich forever. Listen, it's $100 for both books, but I'm doing a BOGO. Buy one, get one. I don't know how long I'm keeping it up. I really don't care. I wrote the book one time, and the book is for y'all. If you want both books, The Secrets of Crypto and Money, and the second book is called Mo Crypto, Mo Problems. My bad. So the first book, The Secrets of Crypto and Money, what is that about? Well, let me tell you. It's a 69-page ebook to take you from A to Pay. And we're going to print it very soon. But right now it's an ebook, so you can get it right in the palm of your hands. Okay, you ain't got to wait for it to come. It's literally available for you. 69 pages that take you from A to P, to get you in your bag, to get you to understand this beautiful world of blockchain technology. Okay, now I'm gonna hear this. If you had read that book and you followed that book when I originally created that book, right, you would own some crypto. You would have a diversified portfolio. You'd have your wallet set up. You know the capabilities. You know the different types of wallets. You know everything you need to know. How to stay away from phishing scams, how to not get scammed. All of that is in the first book. But understand that once you got more crypto, you gonna have more problems. The same way you got more money, more problems, more crypto, more problems. So I created this book because I've had 6.5 years of problems, losing thousands of dollars, thousands, tens of thousands. I've actually lost over $10,000 in crypto. Okay, playing around back in 2018, 2019 with a bunch of different stuff I have no business playing around in. Understand that I dropped these stories in this book. I talk about this. I leverage these stories. I leverage the stories of other people inside this book. And I'm telling you, if you go and you read it, you'll be able to take advantage of it. So if you click the link in my bio right now on social media, all right, all over social media, if you click the link in my bio right now, you can gain both of the books for the price of one. You can save $50, get both books. And I truly believe, and this is just my belief, but I really do believe this. I believe that that's really all you need. I believe all you need, right? All you personally need, honestly, y'all, is these books and to sit down and read it. There's other stuff you need too. Okay, some people need one-on-one help. Some people need you to hold their hand. But I'm telling you right now, these books is what you need. And even if you don't need it, man, y'all been tuning in. Support your boy. Spend a quick $50. Support a Black author. It ain't that many Black authors in the space. Get this book and send the book to other people. I don't care if you send it. I don't care. I just want people to get it. Send this out in an email. Send this out to somebody and say, hey, you need to read this first book. Let me know when you're done with the first book, and I got a second book for you, because we gonna be rich forever. So there's the link right there in the Zoom. If you would like to support me, you want to go and get both of my books, you want to have access to it, cool. I would appreciate y'all for having that. And then once I do print them, I don't know when I'm gonna print them. All right, whenever it gets here, okay? If you know how to print books, if that's something that you do, reach out to me and let's run the play. But right now, I don't got printed books. I got ebooks, but it got valuable information in it. Y'all better grab this book, because I wrote this book. I wrote both books from the bottom of my heart. I went ahead and made sure that the world had the stage set up so that y'all could take advantage of this stuff, man. I love each and every single one of y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. This was the 169th episode of the greatest crypto show in the world. In the mornings, Coffee and Crypto. Okay, you guys can tune in every single Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. And then we go over to our Zoom chat. 69th. We go over to the Zoom chat and the Discord, which is our private community. And we host a private Q&A session at the end. Okay. If you guys want to be a part of those conversations, you want to be in the group, you can click the link right now in the bio, join the Discord, grab those books. I appreciate everybody's support. God bless you all, and I'll see y'all. Well, for my Discord members, I'll see y'all over on Discord. I'm headed over there now. For the ones that are not in Discord, it's 11:11, and that is an amazing time for us to exit this call. I love y'all. Thank you for your support, and I'll see y'all on the 170th episode on next Tuesday. Peace.